Getting good. Oh god, it's time. Speaking of time, wait, no, I have no pun to go with off of that.
Uh, Welcome to
Well,
the Anispective
kinda.
cast, where time is slowed by 1,000 times.
Welcome to the Aspective cast, where we take 1,000 times the speed to get through a single episode that it takes to actually watch the episode.
Sure, that's better than my thing.
Oh man, I wasn't sure if I was gonna use that for the opening, but you know what? That's good. That works.
So yeah, Seriousmon is dying.
Oh no, Seriousmon is dying. Don't worry, he gets better.
Yeah, I mean, of course he does. He has to. Seriousmon gets better. Seriousmon is
Oh man.
dissolving, and Regulusmon is absorbing his data, and all of a sudden, time stops.
Listen, I'm sure we're gonna take our time on this episode. I won't put it's
So-
like it's not like time just stops. It's like
It
oh
slows.
yeah, it starts slowing. And we see the Digivice light up and we hear a voice, and it's freaking Quantumon, who is a new character we have literally never seen or heard of before, who's never been referenced until this point. In fact, everyone keeps saying like, oh yeah, that man, that person or whatever, implying it might have been Bloom Lordmon, but I guess it was Quantumon. But it's like, yeah, Quantumon's voice is like, oh yeah, I've slowed down time by 1,000. If you can bring Gammamon back, you can save him. And Hero's like, yeah, I think I can do that. And we go through a big series of flashbacks to be like, hey, remember Pikachu? Remember all the good times we had with Pikachu? It sure would suck if Pikachu died. I mean, Gammamon.
Yeah. We cut to Gammamon. I guess like within his own head, or like he's seeing his life flash before his eyes, kind of, and like he's trying to like call out to people around him, and they're like disappearing and everything, and like
Yeah.
and then so everybody's like fading away in like this really specific way, and then it cuts to Bokomon on the ground, and he specifically fades away in the same way that Digimon die by like dissolving.
Yeah. It's like, oh man, this. I have thoughts. Because it's like, thematically, this whole thing is supposed to be like, oh yeah, I guess this is Gammamon, like, living through his life, coming to terms with death, like, understanding it, and then rejecting GulusGammamon's ideology of, like, the strong kill the weak, it's kill or be killed. But it's like, every step of that process feels really weird and, like, not that focused. Because it's like, this is just so removed from, like, the theme of the show so far, of like how the human world isn't made for Digimon and trying to coexist together. Like, we just want a completely separate thing for the final episode, it feels like. And the only thing really tied together is the fact that every time GulusGammamon appears, aka the only plot episodes, he was like, this world is kill or be killed, the strong prey on the weak and stuff, and then no one really said anything about it, and we just moved on.
Devour or be devoured.
Devour or be devoured, literally, in some cases. Listen, man, in this world, it's vor or be vored. So go off what we were taught in the first Sabers episode this week. Director of the series says he's kind of disappointed with how show is in this way. Yeah, is that like an official quote? I feel like I saw that somewhere. And I didn't know if it was like something that like, he said on his like actual like Twitter or something, or in like an interview or something, or if it's just like something people said he said and there's no actual source. Because like, yeah.
The way this episode ends, or like near the end, they had a very easy way to set up more stuff. Another
Yes.
a continuation series where we follow these characters and there's more plot centric stuff happening and they deal with a much bigger threat.
Yes.
And then it's like, okay, this threat is going to destroy the world. How long? 2,000 years. Oh, so there's no, it'll be here in 2,000 years, which means there's no possibility that these characters will be there. And in fact, I doubt we'll ever see whatever this major threat was.
So here's the thing. We learn what the deal is. And I'll say it right now, I have also played Final Fantasy XIV. I also know about the Endwalker.
The Endbringer is surprisingly close to the Endsinger.
Yes. And it's like from a former antagonist, and they're using the exact like naming convention. And they're like, oh, I was really doing this to stop the real problem, and I guess it's on you now, next generation. You don't know when it'll appear, but at some point, despair will take you. And it's like, okay, yeah, someone on the writing staff clearly played through Shadowbringers.
Endwalker.
They played through Shadowbringers, and they're like, ah, yeah, I also liked Emmett Selk. We should do that.
Oh, okay. I see. Yeah. Okay, so not to jump, like we've jumped pretty far ahead of this, but I do there are parts of this episode I do like. For instance, the action is spectacular.
Yes.
Like you said that there should have been like a one-on-one fight between Siriusmon and Regulusmon. We get that. That happens.
Yeah, it's actually a really good sequence. It's really cool looking.
Yeah, like Amphimon and Diarvamon are like, we need to jump in and help, and Siriusmon is like, no, I'll handle this.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, he's fighting Regulusmon like normal, and like he goes in for like attacks, and like he digivolves and jumps through his various forms to do all of his various forms to do different attacks.
Mind if I just break this up by making one more dumb joke?
Sure.
I look at this and I'm like, ah, yeah, I also liked Gurren Lagann in the fight with the Spiral King. I also really like that moment where Simone jumped out of the cockpit and punched him really, really hard.
Hey, if you're gonna copy something, then copy Peak.
Yeah, that's something I can't fault this show for. It's like, I'm making jokes, but it's like, hey, at least they chose to copy some good-ass media.
Yeah. Normally I'd be bothered by Ruli and Kyo not getting to do anything, but I mean, it had to be a one-on-one fight between these two. It's so like thematically appropriate.
The Emirs were on point. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like, okay, so first, I do like kind of a bit where Hiro has to go into Gammamon's mind. I'm not sure what the like colorless world that Gammamon is.
Like, yeah, we're inside Gammamon's heart or his soul or whatever, however you want to interpret it. This is like Gammamon's inner world. It's like inside his like being as an entity.
Yeah,
you know, it's inside his digicore. Let's say that.
Yeah, so Hiro goes into his mind or whatever, and he finds Gammamon. He's like, wow, that was easy. He starts to fly away, and Gammamon's like, boy, I can't wait to eat chocolate. And Hiro's like, what? And he starts asking him other questions. It's like, oh, yeah, what about, like, Kiyoshiro? And he's like, oh, yeah, Kiyoshiro, whatever. And then Hiro, like, pushes him away, and he's like, you're not Gammamon.
Yeah.
And then Gammamon, and then, like, like GulusGammamon's voice comes out of him, and he's like, oh, you got me, huh?
I feel like this is one of the only scenes where it's like, oh yeah, this is like a good use of GulusGammamon actually talking for once.
Yeah. And then no, like I thought it was good. We're gonna spend a bunch of the episode where it's like he's got to find like the real Gammamon amongst a bunch of them, kind of like Takato finding Guillamon.
Yeah.
But no, he finds him immediately, and like through like Gammamon's like starting to forget who Hiro is and everything, and like through the power of like their bond, like he recovers and he comes back even stronger. And it's like it leads up to this entire hype fight scene.
Oh man. Just how K solo him now, don't worry about it. The damage we dealt is just sort of like, taking its toll now, I guess.
Yeah. So it does the thing where, as I said, Seriousmon is like de-digivolving and swapping through his forms to do different attacks.
Yeah. I do want to mention, before we get to this, there's a cool scene in the air world where, like, freaking Hero just pulls out Seriousmon's gun for a second.
Yeah. Yeah, I almost forgot. Hero, like, his hand turns into Seriousmon's like gun blade arm thing, and he like attacks Regulusmon. Or yeah, and it's super cool. It's like, what the heck? I like it though.
It's so goofy, but it's like, you know what? If you're gonna do this, at least like in the dream world, it makes sense. Fair enough. It's a good visual.
I kind of thought it would have been even cooler if he had the kind of fight Regulusmon to save Gammamon, and like he was using more of Gammamon's like abilities and like transforming parts of his body or whatever.
Man, what if this was just like you go back to the real world? It's like, Gammamon just sheds one of his guns, and Hero's like, wait a second, does it still work? And he just shoves it on his arm.
Now I can fight.
Yeah, you do a thing where it's like he distracts GulusGammamon by just blasting you in the face once. Like it sends him like flying backwards, like he can't control the power. But he like gets one hop to distract him, and that's how Gammamon wins. And it's like, don't underestimate humans.
But I do love this fight. In particular, the one move I thought was fantastic was so he goes like Battle Gammamon and does like a big fire shot, and then he turns into Cal's Gammamon and like flies at him and like rams into him, and then as soon as he finishes ramming into him, he turns into Wezen Gammamon and fires his cannon point blank into him, and it's like
Wezen Gammamon.
And then after that he turns into Kano Weissmon and does a big like energy shot. It's like
he breaks the shield.
Cool. Yeah, it's so cool.
I should mention, before he de-digivolves, GulusGammamon breaks his sword, and when he evolves back up, it's like still broken.
Yeah. And like Regulusmon is just like, he starts to talk about like, oh, I'm still gonna win or whatever, and then Kano Weissmon, like his mouth, like which doesn't have a seeable opening point, just rips open, and he seemingly absorbs GulusGammamon's soul or something.
No, we're gonna have ourselves. Of course, before that, we have the last move in the fight where he uses his secret technique.
Right, yeah. Yeah, he loses both of his gun blade arms, and Regulusmon does like a big energy blast at him, and he does a gigantic punch through the energy blast. It's so cool.
Freaking Planet Knuckle.
That's what it was called. I was gonna say it had like a really cool name too, but I don't remember. But yeah, Planet Knuckle.
That's pretty good.
He just punches through the energy blast, and also Regulusmon, which I think forces him to de-digivolve to GulusGammamon.
Yeah, and they absorbs him.
Yeah, then like it does the crazy shot of his like mouth tearing open, and it's like it looks like he's sucking his soul in, and then it like refuses back together. It looks so crazy.
Yeah, it's like he forms this weird energy out of his mouth, and it's like made of all his previous forms, and he just sucks the Gulus out of him and just absorbs him.
Yeah, and GulusGammamon just like, oh, so I got devoured, huh?
Literally.
And then Gammamon lays down some ground rules.
Gammon's like, alright, but hey, we need to like, make a deal, okay? Let's all go along. And Gulus is like, alright, fine.
Yeah, having lost, GulusGammamon is like, okay, fine, I have to abide by your rules, and so GulusGammamon's defeated. That's it. They win.
I'll abide by this at least until the OVA comes out and I turn to Arcturusmon.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess they could release like supplementary content
Yeah,
that's like,
because there's a
oh,
chance yeah.
the big bad that we were told of showed up early.
Yeah, it's all they need to do is like, oh yeah, it's roughly 2,000 years. Oh, he's here now? Like 3 years in the future? That's crazy.
Yeah, like our calculations are super wrong. And you know what? 3 years is good. Cause
Yeah.
okay, we'll talk about it when we get to it because there's other stuff that we need to address, such
Man,
as
I really should have brought War for this.
yeah. You want to go get some?
No, I'm good.
Okay, so we gotta address Quantummon.
Yes. We beat
Quantum. Go ahead.
we beat GulusGammamon and we find the person who's been doing all the stuff and sending Digimon to the world. And their exclamation is the exclamation of all time.
It was sending Digimon to the human world to collect data on emotions for some reason.
I don't know if it's the best explanation or the most logical, but it's definitely the explanation for the job.
Yep, and it gets the data, and yeah, it sure did that.
It sure did the thing.
And we do get a shot where GulusGammamon kind of, I would assume with Gammamon's permission, takes over his body again for a moment and explains some more things, such as the most baffling thing to me is I came from outer space.
Yeah,
outer space where? The digital world outer space? Real outer space? Where are you? What do you mean you're from outer space?
This opens up so many questions. Holy shit.
He does not answer any of them. GulusGammamon is from space. End of discussion.
Because the digital world is like a shadow of the human world. This has been consistent. There's one human world and there's one digital world. And it's like, it exists because of our world, because they appeared simultaneously, like they're connected. And it's like, okay, something happens in the real world, it happens to the digital world. Something screws up in the digital world, it happens to our world. You know, we see this all the time. It's like, the digital world gets corrupted by the Gulus virus, that has effects on our world. It's like a direct one-to-one thing. What other planet did he, like... Because I assume this would be like, you know, a planet in the outer space of the digital world. But where the fuck would that be?
I just don't know. There are so many questions about GulusGammamon. I think we were talking a lot of trash about the Black Digimon not being explained. They are. It's just not very interesting. They are Digimon that are immune to the Gulus virus thing, and that's why they're
black.
I guess that's not explained.
That's the only conclusion I think you can draw here is like, oh, well, you can't infect something with the GRB virus if they're already a black Digimon. It's like, sure, I guess, but these were your picks to spy on and take out GulusGammamon? Really?
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. Also, like, I think it would be more interesting if GulusGammamon was from real world space, because that means he's like a straight up alien.
Yeah, that'd be way more interesting if he was some like Digimon that came to the human world and just sort of like mutated out in the cosmos somewhere somehow. Like, yo, he just absorbed data from some, like, random far-off, like, satellite. You know, he got stuck in the network somehow, got, like, beamed in there from NASA. And, yo, that caused Gammamon's data to be corrupted by like some cosmic radiation, and like I don't know, there's like ways they could explain this where it's like, oh yeah, Gammon's data was on a satellite that got like, like blasted with like a solar flare or some crap, or like, it was like hit by like an exploding star or something because this is the future. And it's like some crap like that where it's like, okay, I can see how that would like mutate a Digimon and somehow like make it stronger. Like, in my head, that would at least make logical sense. Or at least logical enough sense. We don't even
Yeah.
get that. We get nothing.
Yeah. And I just think it would be more interesting if he was actually like not even he didn't even start as like a digital being. I'm saying like it'd be more interesting if he was just an alien. Like
Just, like, actual extraterrestrial life.
yeah, and it's like I don't know. It's just so
Yeah, what if there's just an alien planet out there with their own network, and it just formed, like, an alien digital world?
yeah. Well, because like how else would GulusGammamon know about whatever this approaching threat is that seemingly mostly is targeting like the real world? Like
I don't know.
he has to be like a non-digital originally like alien.
Why
Like
would
I
a
don't know.
completely alien Digimon from beyond the stars, from a completely different planet with completely unique data and properties and all this stuff look like a Triceratops?
Why not?
Is is he like from the planet of the Triceratrons from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Is that the deal?
I mean,
Is
that's
he
just
from that data?
I mean, that's just kind of something I can hand wave. Actually, it's like, they just look like that. Like
They
it's
just look
aesthetic.
like
I don't know.
Triceratops.
Yeah, that's just what he looks like. It's fine.
Oh no. Because I'd
um,
imagine if there was like a completely alien Digimon, it's like we've had plenty of examples of like artificial or like, weird Digimon before, like, Aosmon or like the D Reaper or like, I guess to an extent, like, Gizumon. And it's like, if it was more like that, it would feel more like an alien Digimon, I think. Like Argamon, maybe,
yeah.
something along those
Speak,
lines.
speaking of, does Quantumon kind of give you like Argomon vibes?
I'm going to be real, she gives me Jellymon vibes, and I've seen a lot of other people mirror that sentiment.
I mean, yeah, I can see that too. Uh, I
I
I don't know.
don't think it
I
means
kind of
anything, but yeah.
yeah yeah. I kind of like Quantumon's design. It'd be more interesting if it was like revealed that Quantumon is a direct like agent for Yggdrasil or something.
Yeah, like, just, if they don't, like, do anything with that, just say, like, oh yeah, I'm acting on, behalf of Yggdrasil to, like, do this thing, and it'd be like, okay, yeah.
And it's like Yggdrasil's never brought up in this series, I don't believe, but like Yggdrasil is always part of the digital world as far as I can tell.
Oh yeah, I should also mention what's on my mind. I've been getting into a podcast that debunks like ancient alien bullcrap recently, and they're like talking about like, old world mythologies and stuff. Apparently it's pronounced more like Yggdrasil, like Yggdrasil or whatever, something like that. So we might have been
I'm
saying Yggdrasil wrong this entire time.
I'm just gonna keep saying it how I know it. Whatever.
Yeah. Because the guy, like, says it in some way, it sounds like, really, like, it sounds like it's from a different language and not, like, super Germanicized like we have it. And it's like, oh, yeah, that does sound way more correct, huh?
Yeah, I don't know, but like,
Oh, man.
oh crap, what was I gonna say? Oh, yeah,
Quantumon.
yeah. So I like Quantumon design wise. I think it kind of sucks that it came out of nowhere. I do
There's
like it's kind of
so,
weird.
like,
I kind of like its weird mannerisms where it's just like I don't have emotion, but I'm mimicking them sometimes and doing like this weird creepy smile that kind of sells that they don't really understand emotion.
Yeah, that's the R weird thing, because they go this whole thing of like, oh yeah, I was doing this as an experiment, as as a game, if you will, a ghost game,
Yeah.
if you would
Yeah,
prefer
Hero.
to call it.
Yeah, Hero is like, I can't believe you're treating this like some kind of game. And then I'm just immediately like some kind of ghost game.
They said the thing.
I mean, they don't, but like in my head, it's just like, okay.
In my head, it's just like cut to title drop, title just fades in over the shot. You just hear the star of the opening. It's like faction, faction, da 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 da, faction, faction, real idea. God.
It's like, okay. So
Speaking
all of
of,
this was
like, yeah.
all of this was to stop the big threat that will approach in 2,000 years. And Hero's just like, oh, 2,000 years? That won't affect me. All right.
Can we just take a second to acknowledge how bullshit the intro is now? Now that we've seen all the Digimon, how many of the things in the intro just don't even appear in the show?
I'll be real with you. I haven't watched that intro since the first few episodes. I don't remember much of it.
Where's my Machinedramon episode? Where's the Lady Devimon, Like, I don't think we even see Wizardmon. Where's freaking Edamon? I saw that shadow. I recognize what that was.
It's almost like they probably put a bunch of nostalgic Digimon in the intro to make people want to watch.
I would not be surprised to learn this show had production troubles in the background somewhere, because it feels like they're expecting to have like twice the number of episodes or some crap, and they just didn't. Like, it feels like cuts and changes were made hard, and they just handled it so poorly.
They might have been planning on more episodes, but from what I understand, Ghost Game's not very popular.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's gonna have warm reception, and a lot of people seem to be just more frustrated with it than anything else.
Yeah, so upon the somewhat negative reception, they probably weren't given more episodes, which is kind of a shame. I'm interested in this threat of a world destroying entity that GulusGammamon felt it was necessary to make super soldiers out of the digital world to fight. I think everything about that premise is interesting. And it's like, okay, but GulusGammamon's on our side. He's not evil anymore, and we'll have to deal with this. And it's like, maybe we could have cut down a lot more of the Monster of the Week stuff and had this as the main threat.
Here's what I'm thinking. It's like, I think they're planning to do a movie or like a season 2 or something. That's not happening. I wouldn't believe that would happen at all. Seems extremely unlikely. What does seem likely is like a 20 to 40 minute OVA where they just wrap up this final plot beat. And it's like, oh, the Endbringer is coming. Oh no, Hero, let's walk to the end. And like, Arcturusmon shows up and we have a quick fight with him. And like, the Endbringer shows up and it's all big and scary. And like, oh hey, GulusGammamon makes peace with like normal Gammamon, and we just get the ultra level finally, and Proximamon does a thing, and that's just the thing. I'd believe we would get that. That seems very, very plausible to me.
I'm still holding out for like a more plot centric season 2 or something. Sorry.
Yeah, as its English stands by, I heard those doing her on rings, but it's way more the Val bracelet keeping it afloat. Dang. It's a very X-Rod situation. The rings were very bad, but the toy sold very well because of the concept that they could combine. Yeah,
that makes sense.
Man, that actually does sound pretty sick. And I'm just sitting there, it's like, man, I don't know if I'd buy that, but I'd want that. That sounds cool.
Yeah. But, so, what's its face? Quantumon is like, okay, and that's why I cut off the digital world from the human world, just to contain the corruption or whatever. But they fix
Yeah.
it. I think we kind of glossed over that. GulusGammamon has the ability to reverse all of the damage he caused, and he does so.
This is one of the things where it's like, it doesn't bug me as much, but I definitely saw people complaining about, which is that, oh
That
hey,
GulusGammamon could just fix it.
GulusGammamon, this virus-type Digimon, can just make a vaccine to his own virus.
How do you make anti-venom?
I guess you take the venom and you just inject more of it, right?
I don't know how it works specifically, but you make the cure out of the ailment. So, I mean,
Listen,
it kind of tracks.
Someone was bitten by a snake, you just, you find that exact snake and you just keep biting them, and, eventually it just evens out.
The point is, the way you cure a poison is you use its original poison as a base and make a cure out of it.
I get what you're saying. Yeah, I'm just making a dumb joke.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's kind of weird. I can look past it because I don't know, if he knows how to cause the problem, it kind of makes sense. He knows how to fix it.
Yeah, this gripe with Ghost Game tried to have both ways. Went to have storylines that covered several episodes, while also being an episodic Monster of the Week series. Yeah, exactly. So storylines were established and were acknowledged until several, so into 12 plus episodes in the future. Yeah, I think they really could have made the work if they stuck with their gut. Okay, yeah. That was very confusing to me for a second, but yeah, autocorrect.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like they needed to have, like, sporadic plot episodes every now and then. Like, have a two-part where it's like, oh, GulusGammamon shows up and he, like, does one thing, and there's, like, fallout from that, and, we, like, have to take down a freshly infected Digimon, or, like, we, like, learn something about the world, or we get a reference to Quantumon or something, and it's, like, a big deal. And we do a few more Monster of the Week things, and we, like, slowly build up to another, like, big, 2 or 3 part episode, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I just... Quantumon showing up at the literal last minute of the series is, like, weird.
It feels somehow lamer than if it was Hero's dad somehow.
Yeah. Also,
at least we know Hero's dad. We could have guessed that.
Yeah. Also, there's the thing where we find out what was up with the symbol on the Digivices every now and then. It was a limiter placed there by Quantumon that they broke.
Jeez. And that just raises even further questions, I think. Because if there's a limiter on the Digivice and Hero syncs with GulusGammamon, shouldn't that mean that the limiter would now apply to him? Shouldn't there be some fallout of that?
I mean, if Gammamon can break through it, GulusGammamon, who is by all accounts like stronger because of the Gulus virus, would be able to break it.
What about all the times Gammamon's just evolved into GulusGammamon and the limiter did jack shit?
The Quantumon says that it was to stop like the higher tier evolutions. Champion was within reach.
Arcturusmon? Or sorry, not Arcturus. Well, Regulusmon. Why wasn't he under the limiter's effects?
Because he's strong as, if not stronger than, Seriousmon, who already broke it. But
by that logic, shouldn't it stop GulusGammamon, who's as strong as an ultimate?
No, because he's champion level. It seems to be based on Digimon evolution tier and not raw power, because it didn't start showing up until they were starting to approach Mega.
Wait, but then why does it work on Regulusmon, who's an ultimate? Should he be limited? We keep going back and forth on this, and it's inconsistent.
It's not.
Because you're saying it doesn't work on, Regulusmon because he's too strong, but you're saying it wouldn't work on, GulusGammamon either because he's not strong enough.
What? No, I'm saying it wouldn't work on GulusGammamon because it's not based on power. It's just based on Digivolution rank.
Yeah, so she'll work on Regulusmon.
No, because
'Cause
Canoisemon and Seriousmon already broke the limiter, and GulusGammamon is part of Gammamon.
No, that's not true though, because like not necessarily, because after they sync and they get their mega evolutions, there are still points where their ultimate forms run out, like in the Shogun Gekkomon episode.
This is
It's
far
like,
past that.
wait.
We're past that. They have megas. They've already
That was
broke
after
the
they
limiters.
gained megas. That was after we had Seriousmon. That was like after freaking like that was so far in the series.
I get the
Everyone goes ultimate and then they time out and they're like, oh no, and then GulusGammamon has to save them.
I'm pretty sure that it was said that the limiter stopped them from like going, like it doesn't have anything to do with the time limit thing. I don't know what that is. The limiter was like to stop them from going mega, but they break through it.
What the fuck is the time limit? Where the bracelet will literally beep and be like, "Oh, you're running out of time. Come on, just chill out now." And they just go.
Plot convenience or inconvenience, as it were.
Wait.
I don't know what's so hard to understand about this.
I feel like this doesn't track.
Like
Holy crap.
If Quantumon's symbol appeared along with like the time limit thing, then maybe, but like it doesn't. It only started appearing when they started to approach the point where they could turn on mega.
Oh my god, this is such a shit finale. Holy crap. This is so unclear. This is so unclear.
By the way, it's we're not on a good shot to see it, but you can see Quantumon's symbol. It's on its chest.
Oh man, yeah, I thought you were gonna say we can see Quantumon's feet.
No, that's not what I was going to say. No, I was gonna say that the symbol that appears on the Digivice is on Quantumon's like robe.
I feel like we're not even like we hadn't even begun to touch on how just weird and insane this episode is. Because there's so much to this explanation. This is like Malamute exposition, and they just go into so many weird things. Because they're like, oh yeah, we need to do this whole thing to like measure the emotions of humans and get data on like emotions, because Digimon don't have them. And I'm just sitting here like, that's such bullshit.
Yeah. There's a part where it's like, yeah, Digimon don't have emotions, and then cut to the very emotional Digimon partners and like the Digimon throughout all of the series, and it's like, what are you on about?
Digimon are purely logical. They would never do something out of like an illogical or irrational desire. Hard cut to like Persiamon brainwashing a bunch of dudes to like make them dig their own graves out of like pure spite.
I have a better example. Remember a certain Digimon that fell in love with a human to the point where they killed themselves trying to make themselves a human?
Yeah, that love sure is an emotion, and it feels like that type of scenario happened more than once.
Yeah. It's like I just feel like Ajadermon is like the craziest like counterpoint to Digimon don't have emotion. It's like, did you see this thing?
God,
Ajadermon went crazy.
Man, there's so many points. There are so many. Holy crap. Aren't there like, yeah, because isn't there like also the Shadramon who was like feeling the emotion of fear and at the thought of him dying and he was like freaking out the entire time? And Shadramon was like fusing with like a human because he was like afraid of death.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, okay.
Like, has there ever a point where you see a Digimon get irrationally angry? Because I feel like there's several, and I can't put my finger on any of them immediately.
I mean, like, Gammamon and its evolutions have plenty of moments of, like, righteous anger.
Yeah, actually, absolutely. Remember all the points where Gammamon is screaming, "I'm going to kill you, I mean, I'm going to make you go kaboom," and he's like
Yeah.
shouting in pure rage. Or like when
You give bad vibes.
something happens to Hero and he gets super emotional and then becomes like GulusGammamon. The fuck is that?
What about the bullcrap, malicious, petty nature of Publamon?
Yeah. Like, I'm just thinking back and it's like this has been a thing. What are you on about?
It feels like the Kingdom Hearts thing where it's like nobodies don't have emotions, as the nobodies exhibit plenty of emotions throughout the games they're in.
Yeah, but to Nomura's credit, or I guess to his lack of credit because of how dumb it is, he rolled that back.
Yeah. At first it was they're just pretending. Bullcrap.
They're just pretending. They don't feel real feelings, except they all do have a heart, and all their hearts are like all Xehanort. They're all half Xehanort.
We probably shouldn't start like I brought it up, but we probably shouldn't trail off to start talking about Kingdom Hearts. We'll be here all night.
There's so much to get through.
To be fair, he wrote around that. Yeah, but the initial thing was nobodies don't have feelings, period. Even in that game, they exhibit tons of emotion.
He wasn't really handsome. He just went around telling everyone he was.
Saïx, the class that Saïx is based on, the Berserker, is a Berserkers are powered by rage. A very strong emotion.
Yeah, and he gets pretty damn angry.
Kingdom Hearts, I love you. You're so stupid.
God, just the Guapamon feeling sad about their boss and like empathetic towards people. It's like, holy crap.
Yeah, I wrote around it. Don't ask questions, consume fools. I mean, I'm gonna buy Kingdom Hearts stuff when it comes out, unless it's like a dumb spin-off thing, but whatever. So
yeah, Digimon don't have emotions.
Yeah. So Quantumon is like, okay, but so we had to separate the real world, and it's like Hero and friends are like, okay, but humans and Digimon can live together, and Quantumon is like, okay, if you're sure, and then reestablishes connection between the two worlds, and apparently creates a parallel Digimon digital world.
Yeah, Quantumon literally says, okay, I believe you, and then just literally fixes the problem immediately.
Yeah. And now
like literally every single problem, all of them, instantly.
Yep. And now Hiro, Kyo, and Ruli are the ambassadors for humans and Digimon, and they made a new Quantumon created a new parallel digital world where humans and Digimon will live in coexistence. We don't see it. It's going to happen, but we don't see it.
Hey, Quantumon, I know you're busy running your science experiment, but you know what would be really effective for your experiment on emotions? What if, and hear me out here, what if you could create a separate space without any extra rogue variables, and then just slowly dump both humans and Digimon into that space to very meticulously record what happens? And you could, like, account for every single other alternate variable of having this happen in, like, a human world with, like, societies and contexts and stuff that might ruin your data.
I mean, maybe the explanation is like it'll take a long time to actually make the parallel world or something.
I don't know. It seems like it's there within Hero's lifetime, because
Oh, sure, but I
we
mean,
cut to Hero and he's just like, "Oh yeah, this will be founded. We'll do this. We got this. We're gonna make another world. Don't worry about it." Oh my god.
um,
Quantumon had all this data on human emotion and all this freaking science to power up Digimon with, because that is presumably their goal. They want to know how emotions so they can make Digimon stronger. And with all of this, they couldn't just, like, defeat the freaking RGB virus Digimon.
so, I just had a thought. What if the new series takes place in the new parallel digital world?
That would make sense, or at least a lot of it probably will. I'm gonna be real, we're probably gonna get an OVA where, like, we just hear about and, like, stuff starts going down, and we move there, and it'll probably be like, look at this, it's like a bunch of hexagons. It'll probably be a weird hexagon space, like, very flat, very unusual. And it's like, okay, this is our location for the big final battle in the movie because it looks cool, and that'll be what they use it for.
Hmm. Also, I just saw, so I just noticed Piximon in this shot, and I just had a
Yup.
thought. I guess what Piximon saw in the future was the new parallel digital world, and it's great.
This is so baffling to me because it implies this is like the scene Piximon went to the future and saw Hiro giving a speech about the new parallel world, and that's what made him be like, "Oh yeah, you're cool. I'll be your friend." What? Okay, I don't know. I don't think that fits as, like, he seems like a really playful, cheerful guy. I don't know if this, like, quite matches up with what he was getting at.
I don't know.
I'm
Also,
dying. Every time they
can't
see these images, they throw up so much information at you at once.
like I can't really tell. Is Hero wearing like a portable microphone?
I think he is. I'm not sure.
Okay, because I was gonna say it's kind of funny that he's like giving this presentation, but Gammamon's is the one over by the mic.
I'd believe he has a little, like, microphone on his, like, coat or whatever, like one of those little, like, clip-ons with a little, like, black thing that sticks out. Like, I'd believe he has one of those.
Right? Just I don't know. I thought it was funny until I realized it kind of looks like he does have one on his ear.
Yeah, Davis. Wow, that was a wild Digimon. Adventure 2 TK. Davis, did the hair finally get to your brain?
Hair
This is
gel.
actually a real blood. Oh yeah, that's finally great.
Yeah,
Hair
the
gel,
hair gel
yeah.
thing is the real line. But
Man.
yeah, apparently, like they're flying all over the world and like doing ambassador things, and everybody knows about Digimon now.
We finally told everyone, which renders the whole "why do people not know" thing as pointless as it has ever been, because they just find out anyways. So what was even the purpose? Why even hide it? What the
Yeah,
fuck? You could have
I
just
do.
not and created more opportunities for storytelling.
Hey, you know what? I'm fine with it because in one of the shots you see Mummymon walking with a whole bunch of other doctors, implying he just gets to be a real doctor.
That's kind of great. I do like that.
I love it. My boy Mummymon wins.
Oh man. Holy crap, this finale just there's because it's like GulusGammamon's like, oh yeah, I needed this sorry now because we're gonna be screwed in roughly 2,000 years, and everyone's like, oh, that's no big deal. All the Digimon just freak out like, wait, are you serious? That's right around the corner. Oh no. And I'm like, man, there's a climate change joke in here somewhere.
So
Oh boy, we're screwed.
I think that bit is because, like, yes, the humans live very limited lives, and who knows if the world will even be around for that long, or if we'll all nuke each
Yeah.
other to death by then. But the Digimon are functionally immortal.
I hate that the only solution we may ever get for this is just like, oh no, the Endwalker is gonna kill us all. Don't worry, we'll just kick that can down the road, I guess.
Yeah. So it's like, of course, the Digimon freak out about it because it's something they will experience within one of their lifetimes.
Honestly, realistically speaking, I feel like the only proper, like, reaction to this crap is to be like, okay, yo, what? We need to form, like, a freaking, like, shonen-style, like, academy to, like, train up, like, really emotional people to, like, get them good at fighting with Digimon specifically. We have to, like, militarize this crap. It's gonna be like Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. People are
You
gonna be
say
coming
that
across the world to come to this school so they can, like, get a partner and become the most powerful fighter possible.
you say that, but that's kind of the impression I got that the parallel world is for. Instead of like a little academy, it's the entire world of people you like coexisting with Digimon, and it's like, okay, we have an army, like we have an entire
Yeah.
army of humans and Digimon to fight the threat when it happens.
My Digimon Academia. Yeah, exactly. Like, we need a formal process where it's like we need former tamers to be like on staff to walk the next generation through and be like, okay, let's help you figure out how to like do a mega evolution. And
I
we
mean,
just prepare them as much as physically possible.
yeah, but this feels like a threat that like I mean, anime logic, of course, it could happen. It's like a single school full of like main characters stops the big like the universe ending threat. But like it makes more sense if it's like there are these training facilities throughout the new world, and like
Yeah.
when this thing
Yeah.
happens, they're going to have an army amassed to fight it.
Yeah, I'm thinking like it starts War 2 and we just like, spread them out and we just militarize the crap out of this, everyone's like packing like rocket launchers and like, we've just got like the best of modern human technology working hand in hand with the most powerful Digimon we can physically create.
Yeah, like this this episode, it sucks as a final episode. It's kind of great if it was setting up something else, but it's not. At least as far
If
as we know.
if there is no OVA, this is gonna be the most frustrating ending ever. And I guess this also means that, like, the past Piximon saw was GulusGammamon, and he somehow just did not get infected. Okay, sure. That sounds weird.
Yeah, I don't know. Digimon Survive kind of has an ending like this, except it's way more bleak. Huh. Yeah, I never finished Survive.
Yeah, we got pretty far into it, or at least I got pretty far into it. No, you're there for that playthrough too, right? Yeah, we got pretty
I
far
I
into it.
I was there for when what's his face got what he deserved.
Yeah, we got to that point, and there was like, oh, the game keeps crashing in a way that makes me have to reset my computer. And that is really not good and extremely troubling. So let's just put this off for until I can find a solution. And I
I
just
thought
never had as much of a drive to get back to it. I never found a solution.
I thought we were just kind of losing our patience with it.
Oh, that too, absolutely. We were losing our patience with it hard. We were at the point of just skipping through fucking dialogue. We were
It
like, oh
needed
no, Shuichi's saying something, I don't care, and we just skip his lines and we'd paraphrase characters. Cause holy crap, we were so done.
it needed less story and more tactical combat.
It really needed to scale things back a ton. That's serious. Digimon story, like, what's the friend like? Digimon Survive. Digimon Survive needed a second pass and, like, to be cut down more than anything I've ever seen before. Holy crap.
It would make, considering what I've
Yeah.
seen considering what I've seen of Survive with like Kokomon eating what's his face and everything, like it would be a pretty dang bleak anime.
Yeah, that would be fantastic. Like, just cut that down super hard and just, pace it out actually properly, like, cut out some unnecessary fluff. That'd make a good anime, I think. Like, the story is there, it's just, holy crap, the pacing is not. The pacing is so not there. Like, I came in really optimistic, and by the end, I'm like, wow, I can really understand why people are frustrated at this being a visual novel, because this is the most visual novel that any visual novel has ever visual noveled.
And we're fans of the Danganronpa series.
Yeah, I can't say I have much experience with visual novels, but I mean, like, we played through all the Danganronpa games. I played through Valhalla. They were not like that. They were very much not like that. And see why the game took for get out. Script is too big. Oh yeah, they needed to cut out so much fluff. Jeez.
I think what it is, at least for like Danganronpa, is like they're normal kids, sometimes with extraordinary talents, but like mostly they're like it's grounded kind of, and so you don't expect like big cool like fights or whatever. Visual novel Digimon thing is like I want to do stuff with the Digimon. I don't care as much about the humans.
No, it's not even that it's like more grounded or less grounded. Is 100% just that it's like they take way too long to get to the point, and there's not enough
I
in the
mean,
mill to like keep us entertained.
that's what I'm getting. That's kind of what I'm getting at is like I want to do like the tactical combat thing with the Digimon because the Digimon
Yeah,
fighting is cool and everything, but like there's way too long of going in between those where you don't get to do that.
yeah, if you're getting way more like fun or like interesting or like, weird moments in between to like, keep you engaged, then that would not be an issue. I don't think I mean like, against the lack of like how much combat there is. I think it's just that it's like you'll start a scene and it'll be like, oh hey, we need to look for Kaido, and you'll go somewhere else and they'll be like, oh man, which way did Kaido go, we really need to look for him, hey maybe you went that way, and you'll go with someone else. It'll just keep doing that for every single character in the cast, and you'll like go through all their dialogue, have a full conversation with all of them, and they'll be like, oh wow, this way, hey, what's this? And they'll see blood on the ground. It's like, oh, is Kaido hurt? And you'll go through every single character again and go through a whole entire thing where the entire
Yeah.
time you're just like, couldn't we just see the blood first and then like do this quicker? Couldn't we just get to the point?
Yeah, and I believe Digimon Survive had a system where it would show you who to talk to advance the plot, but it incentivizes you to talk to everybody so you can raise your like relationship with them so you don't get terrible endings or whatever.
Yeah, so it's like, of course you want to talk to them. I don't think you can really opt out of talking to people, can you? I think you just kind of have to.
If there's a character with like an exclamation point or something, they advance the plot.
Right, yeah.
At least from my memory.
Jeez. Because characters will give you ads and stuff, and it's like, okay, you're pushing me to play this game in the least fun way possible. Because it's like, there's also like a missable like thing we found. Like, we found a way to like fight Dokunamon that wasn't like, the normal path. And it's like, okay, so now I have to like search everything in every area just in case, right? Because I don't want to miss out on stuff.
Right, the lamp.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh man, this is getting depressing. Also, Ashuramon's here for no reason.
yeah, why not? What is this thing? He's like stealing faces or something.
He's stealing faces because he's very specifically wants to like experience human emotional experiences because he knows and understands emotion.
Ashramon would have been like Oh man.
Remember when Dark Knightmon got really angry at people like mistreating his head, and he had a very emotional, very human reaction to someone like mistreating something he like has a connection to? A very emotional, very human connection.
Look, I think if we go through every single example of Digimon having emotion, we'd be doing all the podcast episodes over again because it
Oh
happens
my
like every
god.
episode.
I just holy crap is I feel like there's more to the exposition that we're just sort of like missing out on because it's like, man, just so much crap. There's so much. It's like freaking. How are we even gonna like handle this? How are we gonna decide who goes to the new world? Are we just gonna like, are we gonna hold a lottery? Are we just gonna like go by who wants to get? Are we gonna like prioritize the rich?
It seems like it's just for anybody who wants to go.
Like after COVID, I feel like there's a lot of questions about like how to get around to people that they will not answer and will not think about, but we will, or at least I will.
I mean,
What happens if
as
people want to just colonize this new world and they start like doing illegal crap or like trying to do bad practices? Whose jurisdiction is this in? Oh, look,
look,
they have a little school for baby Digimon. That's cute, I guess.
look, I don't know. It's that's probably up for Hiro, Kyo, and Ruli to decide. But like,
Oh, man.
and like Kyo is like the most capable of them. Like for that kind of thing, at least.
We never learned what was under the bandage.
It was
It
nothing.
was nothing.
He's just doing his Chuny thing. It was nothing.
They introduced this whole thing and it was just for nothing. And he kept looking at you until like the freaking 60s in this series. And he'd just look at his hand and be like, "Oh, but what is this?" And it was just nothing. And we never even saw him take it off. We just never knew.
Yeah, the limit break and alternate personality thing. It's just a character quirk.
He's a
probably
weirdo.
heck, he's probably faking it.
Oh my god. You all would have been perfect if we got to yeah.
That's the only explanation if they're not gonna give us one.
You all would have been perfect if we got to this and it was like, oh yeah, that explains that weird bit of data that I like connected with that one time. And he takes off the bandage and it's like freaking Quantumon symbol.
Or even like well no, how would you stop the spread of it?
How'd you even I know.
I was gonna say he takes off the bandage and it has the color scheme of GulusGammamon.
But yeah, that'd be a good twist if like Kyo was with the bad guys and that's why Diarbitmon can't do anything because Kyo's stopping them.
Well, like I'm more so meant like he got infected and somehow suppressed it. And it's like if that were the case though, he probably would have seen GulusGammamon and like how he looks and probably would have been like, wait a minute, and like shared that information. But
you say that, but people in Ghost Game are dumb. I'd believe he'd like not notice.
If it were anyone,
characters do dumber things.
If it were anyone but Kyo, I might agree. But like Kyo has been shown to be like super, like a genius, basically.
Yeah, to the final battle, he like rips off the bandage. He has like a GulusGammamon claw. It's like 3 fingers. No, that's still 5 fingers because it has to fit the hand shape. But he's got like like nails and crap and like the color scheme.
And he holds out his hand and he does like the big blue energy ball, fireball thing.
Yeah. He's like commanding Jellymon and Jellymon's also corrupted. And after we beat freaking like Regulusmon, then they go back to normal. And Kyo's like, oh hey, the thing on my hand is healed.
Man, I have these memories of like blacking out at some points. That's weird.
You know what? Fuck it. Since we're headcaning this anyways, just go back throughout the series. Hint that Kyo has this all along, and he's keeping it secret until he can find a cure on his own. Like, he just looks at this and he's like, okay, I don't know what this is, but it's like, it's not doing anything, so I'm just gonna research this so I don't worry the others and have that be a developing plot point, you know? Like, every now and then we could have cut back to his hand and we could have seen like the GRB virus like spread more and more as it goes on, and he's just like, I need to like fix this fast, you know. Jellymon like just flies in through the wall. He quickly covers it like, oh hey, could you knock next time, you know. Like,
Yeah.
how whole thing, keep us interested. Give us something to, like, nibble on while you're, like, just setting up this plot, actually. And not just rushing everything in the last 3 episodes.
Also, due to Jellymon's design, I feel like GulusGammamon and her evolutions would look pretty cool.
Oh, yeah, they would look fantastic. That would also actually give, like, Diarbitmon something to actually do in the finale.
It's gotta hold off, like, corrupted Jellymon.
Yeah, hold off corrupted Jellymon in the background, and have that be, like, your little thing. Be like, alright, you know what? You're not gonna match the power of main character, but you match the power of the other side character, and do a thing with that. Jeez. Have them get to the freaking, like, whatever, the Rafelsimon episode, and she, like, tries to infect Kyo, and it doesn't work, and she's like, oh, that's interesting, could you be? And they do the anime thing where she doesn't say a single goddamn word after that on the topic, because someone interrupts her, and they just never talk about it until they're defeated.
Yeah. Yeah, things that could have been, but Ghost Game is over.
Man. We're going on for 2.5 hours. This is...
I mean, it is the finale.
Holy crap, Ghost Game. This sure was a series. I think looking back, it's like, you know what, this was not planned well. But also, like, you know, there are some good standalone episodes and a lot of very mediocre or kind of bad ones. But there are some good ones, and boy, everything just did not come together. Boy, was this a bad idea handled poorly.
At least the final battle was cool.
At least the final fight was cool. At least Gammamon's cool. I like Gammamon. I wish his Mega was better. I
think Seriousmon's pretty red.
They never sold me on Seriousmon until the very end. I still think Weissmon is cooler. I hate his dumb gun blades. I hate them so much.
I love them. Also, like, that's something that I like about Ghost Game without question is the new Digimon.
Yes.
Like Gammamon, Jellymon, and Goramon.
Quantumon seems kind of cool. I wish we got to see her earlier and she had just show up to Deus Ex Machina away every problem and then, like, disappear.
Well, I mean, she didn't Deus Ex Machina the problem way. Hero and Gammamon did that. Like, they fixed the problem, and then the only thing Quantumon did was restore connection between the two worlds, which was already established she could do because presumably she cut it off in the first place.
Let's walk through this for a second. She was the one sending Digimon to the human world. It's like, okay, she also created the new world so that she doesn't have to do that, and also created the space for Digimon and humans to coexist, so she solved that problem. She solved the whole Digimon and humans can't live together problem very easily. And she also gave Hero the time and opportunity to save Gammamon, so she kind of solved that problem. And, like, just, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, there are plenty of
Like,
instances where Quantumon came out of nowhere and fixed problems. I see.
it's like I feel like the only thing she didn't do is she didn't win the fight for them, even though she gave them a huge advantage by giving him a second life. And she also didn't fix the GRB virus because that was just GulusGammamon doing it after they beat him with the second chance she directly gave them. So Deus Ex Quantumon once again. Sub Ghost Guy, it's a fun watch. I understand why people enjoy it. Apparently, the few fans in Japan love it. New mons are cool. The main cast isn't bad and works well for the show. Also, a lot of the horror aspects were very good. Animation was fantastic. Yeah, I can't. I feel like this is the final thing I'm gonna be on about. I can't believe we're gonna move on to a new final boss, and it's like, oh, it's a planet destroyer. Aren't you scared, hero? It destroys planets. It's the strongest, most dangerous thing yet. And I'm just staring. I am hard deadpan staring at Zine Millenniumon. Like, are you sure that the Endbringer's what you should be worried about?
We never solved Millenniumon. We never solved Moon Millenniumon just chilling in Hero's drawer at home.
You fucking sure about that, mate?
Oh my god.
Are you sure we shouldn't be worried about Time Deleter?
What if the main threat is Gaiamon?
It can't be.
It could be if it absorbed a different world.
Oh god, maybe that'd be cool. That'd be interesting, but I can't imagine they'd do it.
Yeah, that's the only way a Gaiamon could work is if there's sentient life on another planet that also has Digimon and Gaiamon absorbed.
Man.
What's Snatchmon turned into that?
God.
Snatchmon.
Right, there's also a Gaiamon Atmon, so I don't know if that works too well either, although it might be able to. Maybe it'd work, I don't know. It's not impossible. I never show like this ever again. As value character development and progress too much. It's why Digimon stand out. It's so weird to see Digimon in this spot where Pokemon of all things is moving on to a different direction. Yeah, it's like right now it feels like Pokemon has more weight to its characters than Digimon does, and I hate it. I hate it so much.
I mean, Pokemon only just now changed its main character. Like, Digimon's been doing that since the beginning.
Yeah, but Ash retiring feels like it actually means something. And he finally had development and stuff, and it's like, okay, cool. Why can't we get that for Digimon?
I mean, usually the endings to the Digimon series are pretty good.
Usually they're... Well, you say that. I'm thinking back now. It's like, okay, Tamer's great. Adventure, fantastic. 02, really, really bad. Like, holy crap, it's terrible.
02's is weird with the, like, freaking Matt and Gabumon go to space, which they clearly don't because Gabumon freaking dies.
Frontier, really solid, pretty good. So far, we have not finished freaking Savers yet, Data Squad. We haven't done that yet. Ghost Game, really bad. Freaking tried. What are you even doing for like all of it? Holy crap, it's bad. And I don't know, I guess Last Kazuna was good. I don't know, I liked it, but it was a downer.
It was alright, I hated the ending.
I feel like we're roughly like a 50-50 ratio of good to bad endings so far.
And I saw some people posting like where they rank the Digimon series now that Ghost Game is over, and like a couple of the lists I saw, the Tamers is like painfully low, and I'm like, what in the world?
Yeah, I imagine there's some bad takes. There's definitely gonna be bad takes. And I feel like if you look through these and you're like, oh yeah, Tamers isn't like top tier or like A tier at the least, then like I have no idea what you're doing.
Yeah, let me see if I can find one of them. Should be under their replies somewhere.
I was gonna Google Digimon series tier list and see what the crap we get. Yeah, Digimon series tier list, community rankings. Okay.
Try to find Ghost Game to see that it's recent.
Yeah, I found one, and it's like, immediately, it's like, yeah, this makes sense. So far, this adds up. Well, kind of. Alright, yeah. Because it's like S tier, it's like, oh yeah, Digimon Adventure, Digimon Tamers. A tier is like Digimon Frontier and Digimon O2, surprisingly enough. I don't know if O2 should be that high. B is Digimon Savers, which, no, it's getting up there for me. That's probably reasonable, I guess. C
So
is freaking X-Ross Wars. That seems like it's probably not right. D is Try, which, yeah, that's about right. And F is like Hunters and I guess more X-Ross Wars stuff. No, I can't tell. Yeah, it's Atmon and Hunters, yeah.
Yeah, so the lists I'm looking at are like just in numerical order. And it's like gold medal, silver medal, bronze medal. And then for one of the lists, it's like gold, silver, bronze, and then like a trophy, like what is it, like a participation, or what is that supposed to mean? I'm gonna look at this other list that doesn't have the trophy. They have Adventure 02 as their top gold medal series.
Yeah, why are people so high on 02 all of a sudden? It's like, it's not that good. It's very, like, all over the place.
Yeah. Number 2, silver medal, Adventure. Third place, bronze medal, Apmon.
God.
4, Frontier. 5, Ghost Game. 6, Tamers.
Okay.
And it's like Ghost Game better than Tamers, huh? Guess what? Both of these lists, even though I don't understand their rankings, it looks like they both have Ghost Game right above Tamers. It's like,
so,
what are you on about?
Do we have anything else to say? Because I think I'm going to make one last joke and we'll just be done with this.
I'm done, yeah.
Because I'm looking at this, I've found the only correct Digimon tier list.
Oh, yeah?
And it is S rank, nothing, A rank, nothing, B rank, nothing, C, nothing, D, nothing, everything in F tier.
Dang.
And it's just by a user named Mid. I love Digimon. I love Digimon. I hate it so much, but I love Digimon.
I love Digimon. So,
comment down below if you also love Digimon.
So do we talk about our plans for what we're doing now, or off stream? What are we doing?
Next week, we're just gonna like do 3 episodes of Frontier. Not Frontier.
Savers.
We're gonna do 3 episodes of Digimon Savers and just probably blast through that super hard. And then, after that, we'll figure out what we want to do from there. We and I do like X-Ross Wars or Metabots, based on how tired we feel specifically and no other metrics.
Kind of like, I mean, Savers might leave a pretty good impression, but like, I don't know. I wouldn't mind moving on from Digimon for a little bit.
I'd be fine with that, yeah. If Savers ends on a good high, then I might be tempted to go on to X-Ross Wars. If it ends on a real stinker, though, I might be like, yeah, let's take a break from this for a bit. Amon's also been a lot of love lately. It's the black sheep that people missed because of Try? Oof. Yeah, but yeah, we'll be doing 3 episodes a week. We're gonna be going like all out on this, and that's gonna be good. That's gonna be nice, I think. So yeah, next week we'll be doing episodes 33, 34, and 35. Have like, how many episodes does it have? Like 38?
More than that.
Hang on, let me just like look this up real quick, because it's like, alright. Uh Episode number is probably over here somewhere.
48.
Okay, yeah, alright, yeah. So it's like 38 times for 1 for 2 for 4 5 6. We can do like a week where you do like 2 episodes and another one of 2 episodes at the end, just for the sake of it, if we have to. Because 3 is a good amount, 2 is solid, 4 is a lot.
I think
I
we can
think
just.
that's like, yeah.
I mean, if it works out this way, we can do 3, and then if the final podcast for Savers is 2 episodes, then that's fine because we might have a lot to say.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. That works out, I think. But
right.
yeah. Let's go. I'll see you guys around.
Later.
Later.